guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today's video is going to be another video on a foundation review. I have this Smashbox foundation since quite a while. I think it has almost been a year and I've never really reviewed or demoed this on my channel. I have used it in a lot of videos, but today I thought I will do a dedicated video on this foundation. I have got a couple of questions on my Instagram, so that's why I decided to do this video. And I also have other products from the line. So I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, I have the Primer Water, which is almost going to finish, and I also have the concealer. So I will just demo everything out for you guys. So if you guys are interested and if you want to know how these products look on my skin tone, then please continue watching. Alright guys, so let's quickly get started with today's video. I will demo all the products out on my face and I'll let you know my thoughts on these products since I have been using them for quite a while. So I already have moisturizer on my face and this is the primer which I'm going to use, the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I moisturize my face really well because this is not a hydrating primer, it's a pore minimizing primer, and I like to use it where I have a little bit of pores. Around a year back or so I did not have too many pores around here, but I think with aging and as we progress through the years I have a tiny bit of pores around here. So I think these kind of primers were great for that area. So I'm going to apply a little bit here, a little bit here and a little bit here. I don't have a lot of fine lines, but I do have like these lines here, which this one does smooth out really well. If you don't want to spend too much on this Smashbox one, there is the LA Girl Pro Prep Primer, which I also really like. That's also really good for pore minimizing. So this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and this has been out for a really long time. I got it just last year just to try it out, and I really like it. It's very good for pore minimizing. It's, by the way, the smaller tube. There is a bigger version as well. I did not go for that one. That's a little bit more expensive and I don't need that much pore minimizing primer. I don't apply them regularly. So for me, this kind of a smaller version is good enough. I think they also have a travel size which is even smaller than this if I'm not wrong. So yeah, let's apply the primer first. The Smashbox products are quite expensive, but what I've found is that most of the products are really good, whatever I have tried so far. Barring their eyeshadow palettes, which are not my favorites, I have tried a lot of indie brands, so those kind of palettes are my favorite. But Smashbox palettes are also okay. They are not like extremely great or something. So I will take just a little bit, like a pea-sized amount of primer. This is the primer, and that's, by the way, an eyeliner which I am going to demo out in Get Ready With Me, which I'm also filming along with this video. So I'll just apply this primer here and I'll just show you if I have to give you a close-up. So here is a close-up. You can see this side is instantly smoothed out. Let me do here as well. You can see, especially if you have more larger pores, you can use this primer, and I'll apply a little bit over here. I'm not applying the primer all over the face because I have already applied moisturizer. So this one I'll put a little bit here as well. Whenever you feel like you need a little bit smoothing, I use this primer and it's really nice. It's not very greasy. It has a little bit of like a slick feel, but it's not very greasy. After a while it does settle down. When you first apply it, you may feel like, okay, it's a little bit greasy, but after a point it does settle down, so that's fine. The smaller container has 15 ml of product, so really good. I think this smaller one will last you a long time as well. Okay, now let's move on to the foundation. I have the Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Smashbox foundation and I use the shade 3.35, and I think the shade match is really good. You get a nice size bottle. This is a glass jar, so you have to be a little bit careful. You get 30 ml of product or 1 fluid ounce. You get 1 fluid ounce of product. It's kind of an expensive foundation. One of the expensive foundations in Sephora. I think this retails for 75 or 65, somewhere around that range. So it's pretty expensive, and that's one of the reasons why I did not get it. But I have been always interested to try this because it's a hydrating foundation and it has, the shade range is really nice for this foundation. So that's why I just bit the bullet and bought this foundation, and I really like it. So if I have to read the claims a little bit, it says medium to full buildable coverage, It's oil free, controls oil all day, sweat, humidity and exercise resistant, color true and transfer resistant, demi matte finish. So I think I agree with most of the things. It's not a very dewy or not too matte. I would say it's more on the dewy side. It's a demi matte finish. It's oil free. The first ingredient is aqua, so it's a water based foundation. It really sets very well on the skin. Let me just apply a little bit so that I can apply it while talking. So this is how the shade is, 3.35, and this is how the consistency is. It's a little bit runny, liquidy, and the beauty of this foundation is that you can apply how much ever you want. It doesn't look cakey. So this is how much I've applied. It's very lightweight. It's very liquidy, as you could see. I usually use a beauty blender to apply it, and it just blends right into the skin. And you can see the shade match. It's a really good shade match. It oxidizes just a little bit. It's not really oxidization. It sets on the face and it doesn't budge, so it kind of deepens a tad bit, but it's nothing too crazy. It just adjusts to the complexion. So you can see both the sides. This one looks like much more smoother and complexion is much more even. Let me blend out this side quickly. It does set on the face, so you do have to work a little bit quickly, but not very quickly, not like the Fenty foundation which sets very rapidly. This is not like that. It still gives you a lot of time to blend out everything nicely, and after a point it just adjusts to the skin tone. It oxidizes just a tad bit, not really a lot. So I use my beauty blender most of the time with this foundation. It's a medium to full buildable coverage, it says, but I think it's more like a medium coverage foundation, and probably that's why I like it. I don't think it's really that full coverage, and it's very buildable. As I was saying, you apply how many ever layers. Even if you apply 3-4 layers, it doesn't look cakey. It looks really nice and skin like. It just looks very natural on the skin. Like here you can see it looks very natural. It has a little bit of dewiness. My skin sort of shines through it, so I really like the effect which it has. It's a really nice natural foundation, and I think this foundation a lot of skin types will be able to use. It's a hydrating foundation, so you'll feel like, okay, it's maybe for dry skin, but I still feel like even if you have combo skin, maybe you'll be able to use, because it's not like very dewy. It's nice and hydrating on the face. It doesn't feel very cakey or heavy. It does settle down, so it doesn't transfer. So I don't know, this foundation is really beautiful, and the shade match is like perfect. I love the shade match. I have already used quite a lot. I think I'm right here, and for me to use up so much foundation, that's a really big deal. I don't really use that much foundation, and here I have used like almost 3 pumps, and still it doesn't feel like I have applied a lot. So I really like the effect which it has, and I think now it has oxidized just a tad bit because it has started to settle. If you have extremely dry skin, you probably might get away without setting it with powder, but I will set it with powder. But first let's apply some concealer. So the concealer which I have is the Studio Skin, same from the same family, Studio Skin 24-hour waterproof concealer. This is waterproof. Yes, I have tested it. It is totally waterproof. It doesn't budge, and the coverage which it has is also really nice. The shade which I use is medium dark, and this concealer has 2.5 ml of product. Now the shade, this is the deepest shade which is available here in Singapore, so that's the bummer part. I wish there was a deeper shade which I could use like on my targeted areas, but it's okay. I'll just use it for highlighting as I always do. So I'll just take a little bit of concealer. This concealer also oxidizes just a bit, not too much, so it's really good for my skin tone. I said I use the shade medium deep, so this is really good for under eye area, for getting rid of that tired look, dark circles. So I'll just apply it with the same beauty blender. I'll just blend it out, and it has a really nice coverage. It's almost like a medium coverage, little bit more than a medium coverage, I would say. And this also blends out really nicely. It doesn't look very matte underneath the eyes. It has a nice sort of a demi matte finish, somewhere close to the foundation, and I really like this concealer. I think I stopped using this concealer for some time and I kind of rediscovered it again, and nowadays I'm totally enjoying this concealer. That's my concealer done. That's all I'm going to apply, and now my skin feels very like set. It feels my foundation has set and now it's not going to budge. Yeah, so it's a really long wearing foundation. It stays on the skin really nicely, and even if it's like very hot and humid as it gets here in Singapore, it doesn't break down on my skin, so that's great. So that's the foundation. After that, I'm going to apply a little bit of powder because that's just my habit. So I will use the Nykaa powder in the shade Warm Honey underneath my eyes. This is the shade Warm Honey. It's a little bit light for my entire face, so I just use it for under the eyes, kind of set the concealer. And I haven't seen this concealer crease that much on me, but yeah, it just maybe creases just a tad bit, so it's very important to set it with a powder just right here. And I also apply another powder for just around the perimeters of my face. I'm going to use this balm powder, Photo Balm, and this is in the shade Dark, I believe, and this is the shade. I used to feel like it's a little bit dark, and it is a little bit dark, but I'm trying to use it up, so I don't mind using it around the perimeters of my face. It's not that dark, it still works. So I mean, it's not totally like unworkable, so I just use it a little bit to set my face. This one is from Balm. It's called Photo Balm Powder Foundation. So I just use a light dusting of the powder. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so that's my base makeup done. I am really liking the way it has turned out. I always love whenever I use these two products, the Smashbox products. I always love my base makeup. I think it looks really nice and natural yet put together. So if you're looking for a hydrating foundation, I will definitely recommend the Smashbox hydrating foundation. I think it looks great on the skin, gives a very nice natural finish. And yeah, I said that it's very lightweight on the skin and it doesn't feel very heavy, but after it sets, you do feel that you're wearing makeup. So that's something to keep in mind. Because it sets on the face, you feel like you're wearing makeup, you're wearing foundation. It doesn't like feel totally like, it doesn't feel like you're not wearing foundation. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, I really love this foundation. Anyways, I'll just put on my entire makeup, eyes, brows, lips, and then be right back. Then we'll end this video. Hi guys, I'm back. It is my makeup look for today. So before applying the mascara and the lipstick, I actually want to set my makeup. So I will use the Smashbox primer water, the photo finish primer water. This one you can actually use before your makeup as well to prep your skin, or you can use this as a setting spray. So I really like this. It just melts away everything, makes everything look seamless. It is silicone free, alcohol free, and oil free as well. I think it's kind of like a Max Fix Plus. I am not too sure whether it prolongs the wear of makeup because I haven't tested it, but I really like the experience of it. It is a smaller bottle and you can see it's almost finished. So let's set the face. And the setting spray will just make my highlighter melt into the skin. Everything will look seamless, flawless. Just love it, love this spray. And the mist is also really fine. There is no like gloopy blobs here and there. It's just fine mist. It sets everywhere evenly. And yeah, we are done. Let me just apply mascara and lipstick. Okay guys, I'm back and this is my finished makeup look. I have applied my lipstick, blushes, bronzer, eyeshadows, everything. I will have all the products listed in the description box, and I think I have also a get ready with me on this look, so I will link that also in the video if it's already up. So yeah, I really hope this video was helpful to you. That's it for today. If you have any other questions about these Smashbox products that I demoed out today, then please drop them in the comment section below. I will be happy to answer them. Other than that, I really hope you enjoyed today's video and you liked it. If it was helpful and you liked it, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're watching me for the first time, I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again really soon in my next video. Bye.